All right, time now is 2:52 p.m. on July 12th. I slept from 4:30 to 2:30. Holy fuck, that's 10 hours. I don't think I've had such a damn good sleep since so many months ago. Um, I did wake up at around, I think, 11:30 to turn on the aircon again, and now it's turned off again. Magically, like in the past 10 minutes, someone turned it off. But anyways, Um, wow, holy shit, what a crazy sleep. What a crazy ass sleep. I feel rejuvenated. I don't know why, but the last few days I had a slight headache. I felt a little dizzy from time to time, and I don't know, I feel like it's like cured after this sleep. So anyways, I had so many dreams too. I had a very very vivid, not very vivid, but gigantic dream where I'm in this theme park. First off, I was gonna go on a school trip and I had to hop on a train, and then I forgot my own portable charger and my own phone line. So it's both running out of battery and running out of storage space. And it's like a train to China or something, a train to somewhere at least. And then we were at a theme park, and I was trying to do my vengeance plan against Cuchillo, and then someone snitched on me, or someone snitched, and I went to this police detaining area, and there were a few people who I know, who I forgot who it was, were arrested, and then somebody came from the back end of that detaining area, and it's fucking Leslie. And we walk past each other, and it's like, fuck. And then a little bit later, I was at this theme park again, and there was this crazy show. Like, there was a stage, and there were like chairs in the giant room, and I wanted to do something. I forgot what I wanted to do. Maybe I wanted to film, but then I went to another place where it's like a swimming pool, and there's a microphone, and I tried to get people to say, "Who am I? You're a detective." And then Liana, I think, came out of nowhere and grabbed the microphone and said, "Lai Zinok." That's my name in Cantonese. But I'm like, okay, but yes, I'm also the, and then no one knows. And then apparently the schedule is over and all the places around the theme park is shut down, and something bad happened, and Professor Antonio was crying for some reason, and someone was hugging him, and they were inside the pool. And then I tried to run back out to find the show. I think I was trying to find the show because I was trying to find Leslie. But yeah, I was running throughout the entire park just so that I can find the showroom, the stage again. But I couldn't find it. I ran, and then I woke up. But it's a crazy ass dream. Like, to wake up and be back in LA in 2023 is just jarring. It's like, holy shit. Um, yeah, aside from that, Cliff texted me. Apparently, Kiara also wanted to buy a ticket to watch The Master in 70 millimeter, but it was already sold out. So it's just gonna be me and Cliff. Hilarious. This reminds me to buy the Holy Mountain tickets before it's sold out. Always remember to do that. Um, but yeah, it's interesting that Kiara would want to join too. Maybe she could be of some use and part of the resistance. But she's also a middle-aged Italian woman, so I don't know what does she want. Uh, the lore goes deep. But anyways, that's that. And now, child, I'm in my pajamas right now, which means that I may do some exercise right now. I'm gonna do some leg exercises, I think. And then today I will spend the entire day at home. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully I have the time to clean my bed sheets and everything. I haven't done that in over 3 months. Yay! So I gotta do that shit. And then I got reviews to do. Yeah, I got reviews to do, and I got yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Search for a house, search for a new phone, driver's license. Okay, Liam's texting me something now. Texting me an AI generated The Other Conquest sequel. Um, yeah. I don't know. Still working on the interviews. Probably will text Ava today. Probably will text Jonathan today. Or have Tova text Jonathan. I still don't know about Red and Gustavo. I'm scared that they don't want to do the interview now. So I really just gotta find the right time and right place to ask them. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Nothing else. I don't know. It's weird. Last night I thought about this, but you know, it's I should be suffering a lot more. Like usually people suffer for months on straight after their first breakup, but I feel okay right now. And I think part of that is because, even Potter told me how, like, the way he handled it would be, like, for months on straight, he would just be smoking cigarettes and weed. But I don't need that, maybe because I'm mentally really fucking strong. But B, maybe it's because I transformed that grief into anger for Kuchio. And not only Kuchio, like, why the fuck does Benny get to kiss Kuchio's ass and get promoted and get the girl and I don't? Why is he such a fucking main character? Right? It's not fair. And part of it is I want Leslie to know how much I've suffered. And then just the people who benefited from Film 33. I want them to know how much everyone else suffered. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just rage. Not only against Kuchio, but against a bunch of people. Like Zach and Sitlali, Birkin does not deserve to, I don't know. But they're all gone now. For the people who stay, they'll have to find out, I guess. Alright, time now is 11:44 p.m. Yeah, about half an hour ago, maybe 15 minutes ago, I finished my dinner, which is salmon, rice, and cabbage, mushroom, onion fried. That's it. Not that bad of a meal, kind of mid. But at this point, I don't even enjoy food anymore. Like, I realize that. So let's talk about today a little bit. Not great. I at least I got time to do my bed sheets. I didn't do the whole thing, right? I didn't do the whole thing. So this is unwashed, which is fine because I barely touch it. A sheet on top, yes, I washed it, and that pillowcase, yes, I washed it. And I'm currently drying the blanket. That's taking forever. I've been drying it since like 6 p.m. Today is just meh for me. That's okay, that's nothing. Today is meh. I don't know why time moves so fast when you have nothing to do. Like I would be doing something, like filming a review and editing a video, and then I would be like, okay, I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna look at Instagram a little bit, and then I look and then half an hour is gone already. But yeah, I DM'd Ava, and I hesitated because I was scared that Ava would say no to the interview. And she did. So I pulled out all my tricks. I said, "Hey Ava, so Tova and I have been talking about, we think you are a great interviewee. Many other people agreed to do it. You don't have to say anything weird. It's like an afterthought interview. Like it's totally like you don't have to worry about it." And she still said no. She's like, "Unfortunately, I don't want to be a part of your project, but good luck to you." Fuck. So now we're down to 12 people, which is still fine, and that's including Red. If Red declines, then we're down to 11. So fuck. So yeah, that really hurt. I immediately texted Tova, and Tova was just as worried as me. Like in the last few days, whenever I texted Tova, Tova's also like, "Man, I'm worried that Ava would say no. I'm worried that Theo would say no. I'm worried that Red would say no," and it's just scary. The fact that we have 2 interviews but only two so far, and from two relatively unimportant people, and that's Leia and Eric. So yeah, it's kind of scary. Um, so yeah, I don't know. And then another small incident that made my mood a little worse today was me finding out that um, it's sold out. The tickets to the Holy Mountain on July 27th is sold out at the Secret Movie Club. It's a once in a few years incident for a film like this to be shown in film. But I'm on the wait list, so at least there's that. But yeah, it's fucking sold out, so I don't know. But they do have 3 screenings, and it's sold out for. I don't know how does it work, but Secret Movie Club will screen it 3 times, so a little weird, but we'll see. And then yeah, I immediately DM'd Ken, and Ken's like, "Damn, I haven't bought the tickets too." Again, earlier this morning, I texted Cliff. Apparently, Cliff told Kiara about the master, and Kiara wanted to join, but at that point, the tickets were already sold out. You see shit like this, movie tickets, they get sold out really fast. So, even though the Amadeus screening in Academy Museum is screening like 1.5 months later, I'm gonna have to buy it ASAP before it gets sold out. So, there's that. And also the freaking Oppenheimer and IMAX, right? So yeah, and then nothing else. I've been doing a lot of reviews and editing, and I did nothing else of importance. I should continue with my house search. I should continue with, I don't know, I feel like I realized one of the reasons why I still haven't heard any news from USC is because I haven't paid the deposit money yet. I probably should do that ASAP, and then maybe then they'll start sending me emails about orientation or whatever, or maybe not. But either way, I can't do anything about USC at this point. So yeah, house search, maybe I'll read some manga later. I need to draw. I realized that the summer holiday has been gone on for like a whole month already, and I only drew once. I didn't read any manga. And I didn't do much, actually. Like, the stuff I wanted to do, like, oh yeah, this summer I'm going to be super free so I can write another script. I actually never had time for that. I don't know why. So I really need to do those things. Yeah, again, I think I will probably not get the job. I think the interview went really well, but I probably won't get the job. So everything's going really well. At some point in the afternoon today, I felt bad again. Like, I feel not terrible, just like nothing's working out. The interviews, the movie ticket, I'm stuck at home, and I don't know, people like Leslie and everyone else are having fun, and they're doing things, and I feel left out, and I feel unimportant, and that feeling again. And I'm just jealous. That jealousy is coming back to me. Like, Benny's nice to me, but I don't think it's fair that Benny gets all the power and gets the girl at the end. He's such a fucking main character. Why can't I do that shit? It's not fucking fair. I tried so hard. I know, I guess it's because I'm just not good enough in kissing ass and climbing the ladder and having Riz. So then I have every right to retaliate and revenge and cause chaos. Right? I don't know, I don't know, revenge is the only thing on my mind right now. Like, this is the biggest vengeance plot I've ever had in my whole life. Like, I didn't even plan to fight back Jordana, like, after the Civil War. After the persecution back in 2016. I didn't even plan to fight back Jordana. I planned to just not do anything, because I wanted to move on, I guess. I actually don't really know what was my plan. I guess I did plan to fight back, but it wasn't much of a plan. I don't know, but, this is fucking for real. I'm 20 years old, about to be 21, and haven't fucking held a girl's hand, and here I am raving about vengeance. I'm literally like Travis Bickle right now, except instead of shooting up a brothel, I would be, I don't know, doing things to a school, fighting a professor because I don't get the girl and I don't do this and I don't get this. I don't know. I just have fucking trust issues now. I really cannot imagine myself ever having the courage to be in a relationship. I feel like part of the reason why I had the courage and everything to confess to Leslie and to like hang out with her and talk to her and text her is because I was on a high horse. Not high horse, but I was on trip, like a courage trip. Like because round 2 was so successful for me, and in the beginning of round 3 I had so many friends that I thought it wouldn't hurt. But I underestimated the gravity of the situation. It's still going to hurt. There's still chances of me failing. So yeah. I don't know. So yeah, that's that. Not much else. I look forward to the interviews on Friday and Saturday, I guess. Yeah, and I'm thinking about transitioning to doing video essays on YouTube because doing reviews is not fun anymore. People don't fucking watch them. Nothing's working out. Natalie being cold-blooded. But then again, I understand why Natalie's being cold-blooded. Maybe he's in a hurry. Maybe she's in a hurry. Maybe she's in a hurry packing to go to London. I know she's in London right now, perhaps. I don't know. And Leslie hasn't posted anything on Instagram. Again, partially because I'm kicked out of the close friends list. I should fucking kick her out too, you know. But I barely even use the close friends. I don't know. USC made a mistake by not admitting me right off the bat. Leaving me alone in this hellhole to fucking fight. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't fucking know. Yeah. I don't know. Again, I don't want to think about romance and relationships and stuff, but the fact that I haven't dated anyone, I haven't even held a girl's hand. A girl I love, anyways. I haven't held a girl's hand in a romantic way, yes. And yet I have made 6 short films and I'm planning to fight against a professor. I have a very fucked up like course of, not very, but slightly off-kiltered course of like growth and development. Like I have to do all these crazy things and then start learning the most basic things after that. Like cooking is basic. Living on your own, shopping, those are basic things. But before I did these things, I have made so many short films. Like I don't know. I hope Hong Kong Student Association is still a thing. Like next semester. Maybe I can join. Maybe I can meet people there. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Alright, time now is 1:05 p.m. on July 13th. Yeah, I slept from 5 a.m. to 12:30. I went to bed at 4:40, but magically my roommates Candace and Michael woke up and they started doing some awesome things, such as ice cubes, getting more ice cubes from the ice machine. And they can't get enough ice cubes. They have to do it again and again and again and again and again. And so I went outside and took a peek and I saw that they're both packed and they're both dressed like they're about to go hiking. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they're about to catch a flight or something. Or maybe they're about to go to some crazy ass place and they have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. So anyways, I couldn't fall asleep for a while. And then I went to sleep and it was it was a mid sleep. I woke up probably 9 times in the middle. I woke up at around I think 9 a.m. ish, 10 a.m. ish. You turn on the aircon. Somehow the aircon still turned off, so somebody turned it off. I know they both left, or maybe one of them left. I don't fucking know, but it's fucking weird. Anyways, today is gonna be a nice day because I don't have a lot to do. I don't plan to do reviews today either. I think yeah, yeah, I don't have anything to do. At 3:30 p.m. I will call yesterday I booked it. I will call a counselor, a special counselor, to talk about full time and employment on campus. So that's that. And then immediately afterwards, I'm going to head to the Aero Theater to meet up with Cliff. We're gonna eat a sandwich there at Whole Foods, hopefully, and then we'll watch The Master together in 70mm, which is exciting as hell. And then that's pretty much it for today. Nothing else. Uh, yeah. Last night I checked Instagram and Leslie posted something for the first time in like 15 days. And it's basically a selfie of her with green hair. And of course, her phone is covering her face. But oh boy, she's transitioning to a whole new color now. So she's basically done red, blue, magenta, back to red, and now green. And yeah, I don't know. It's, oh my god, I wish she's my fucking girlfriend. But I guess that's not the case. I felt pretty bad. I wish I could just fucking block her. I wish I could just fucking block her. Can I do that, please? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to know anything to do with her. I just want to just look away from her. Speaking of which, last night I drew some. I did not draw Leslie because I don't want to, but I did try to draw Mary. There's a bit of an improvement, but yeah. Um, yeah, and then that's it. This morning I checked Instagram and Liam sent me a whole paragraph in the DMs saying that he wants to put a pause on the interview. He doesn't want to do the interview now. He's pulled out. What the fuck? Out of. So it's getting worse and worse. In the last few days, Jaden and Trinity turned me down, and Ava turned me down, and then Liam turned me down. I get it because it's more drama to be uncovered. He said he wants to put a pause for now. So maybe he will come back soon, but yeah. Holy shit. Um fuck. I don't know. So yeah, I immediately texted Tova about this. So that's pretty fucking bad. Yeah, I don't know. Then who's gonna interview me and Tova? I actually don't know. We have to get Liam somehow. We have to fucking get him. So yeah, there's that. I don't know, man. Everything's gone to shit. I've also been thinking, and that is, if I don't get this job, despite the interview going so well, if I don't get the math tutor job, you know what? It's actually, I think, almost better if I get a job after I move, if I get an illegal job, because then I wouldn't have to travel all the way to fucking Santa Monica to go to work. I can go to work somewhere closer, somewhere more near, which would be preferred, actually, even though it's an unstable job, but yeah. And that's pretty much it for today. I don't know. Life fucking sucks. You know, Leslie's always like, oh, life sucks, but at least you got shit to do. At least you gotta go to sets, gotta meet people. People don't hate you. People confess to you in love. Like, at least be proud of that. Nobody ever did that shit to me. My life is shit, you know? And I ain't fucking complaining because I'm a hard boy. I'm a gamer. I game, I live like I game, you know? Fucking hell. Can't believe Liam turned us down. I feel like it's a good idea though to let more time pass because it's still, piping hot iron, right? It's been about 1.5 months since it was all over and it's still piping hot. People are still trying to move on. So, yeah. Oh, Michelle's texting me. At least someone remembers me. God. I really don't know. I had a dream where I think I was back in Hong Kong. But somehow I was also taking classes online and I was speaking to my mom. And I don't remember much actually. It's 3:06 p.m. I just had a call with Thomas. I don't know. I feel like fucking shit. I feel like this is my rock bottom. Like this is actually the lowest point in my life ever since I've come to LA. Like I've lost everything. I had a stomachache and I went to the bathroom. And while on the bathroom, I received an email saying that Film 41 has an open seat. And I couldn't use my fucking laptop, obviously. So I immediately logged into Corsair Connect, the website, on my phone and tried to add it. And literally, it's full already. Like, somebody added, like, immediately. And that's fucking insane. And then, yeah, and then I don't know. I just feel like shit. I don't know. I feel like shit. I wanted to cry at some point. I feel like there are only two ways to go for this to go down. I either turn into a psycho and just start causing chaos and hurting everyone, or I turn into a Buddhist monk. There are only two fucking ways that this could go down. I don't know. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. And then I emailed the IEC 2 days ago, right after the job interview with the math lab, asking them if I can get a job on campus, but not full time. And they said they finally got back to me, saying that it's impossible. So I can't even fucking work now. Not even on campus. Zilch. Zero. It's so fucking bad. I can't get any money. People are turning down my interviews. I'm looking for a place to move. I could potentially be homeless soon. I have nothing to do. People are getting on sets and doing things, and everything's so fucking stupid. I'm literally an empty void right now. It's bad. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's actually, I feel terrible. And maybe it's just me being dramatic. Maybe normally when people go through situations like this, they just go, oh, well, since I have nothing to do, I'll just watch a movie or I'll just listen to music and spend the rest of my days listening to music. It's okay. But maybe it's just my brain immediately wires to ideas of hurting people or hurting myself or just doing insane shit, like, I don't know, setting things on fire or just becoming a Buddhist monk. But, like, I just can't deal with this normally. It's actually fucking terrible. I don't know. I really don't know. I still look forward to watching the Masters clip. And, of course, the 4 interviews that's coming in the next 2 days. That's still a win, no matter what. But honestly, given that I've been having such terrible luck in the last few days, in the last 2 months, I just want to go home. I want to go back to Hong Kong. There's nothing here for me. There's nothing but more suffering. I fucking hate the city. I fucking the people here, the system here. Everything makes me so sick. I want to go back home, see my family, and eat good food. This is terrible. This is actually fucking awful. So I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, Thomas called me for about 10 minutes or so, and he's having a role. Okay, his shitty short film idea, which is about this Chinese girl spying on politician. It's so fucking stupid, right? It's so stupid. But you know what? I'm a nice guy. I'm a friend. I'll help him produce it. But I may as well drop out. This project will fail. In the event that this project fails, I'll jump ship. I won't help him. Okay. But whatever, I'll help him because I'm a nice guy. And he told me that many other people are beginning to say yes. Jaden said yes. Liana's willing to help him out as first AD, second AD. Bitch, when I made my short film, I don't even need a first AD, second AD because it's like, who fucking cares nowadays? But fine, whatever. And Liam's willing to join, of course. And then Theo is willing to join. Theo, whatever. Mateusz, the Polish guy, wants to join. And then he asked Leslie, and Leslie said, yes, sure, have me a scripty. The original Liam's scripty, and I was going to tell Thomas that, hey, if you have Chinese dialogue and Liam doesn't speak fucking Chinese, then, or, Chinese languages, then it's gonna be funny. So it would make sense for Leslie to join, but fuck off if Leslie does join, I'm just gonna drop out. I bet Thomas didn't tell any of them that I'm the producer. And again, like, me being producer sounds really cool until you realize it's Thomas' short film, which is probably gonna fail even harder than the last one. Now that we don't have people like Lauren to DP it, it's probably gonna fall even flatter. Yeah, I don't know. It would be very funny to see him fail again, so excited for that, I guess. I know I'm being very cold-blooded right now, but it's not my fucking fault. I realized this morning, even though I have friends now, which is great. Cliff, Ken, Tova, Michelle, and Potter. The 5, I guess, I can think of off the top of my head. And the church folk, which is better than nothing. I gained 5 friends within 1.5 years. That's more than I've gained in like 3 years in my secondary school life. That's still better than nothing, but holy shit, no one understands me. And there are people who are like, yeah, I understand you, and then they just don't. And then they just fuck off, and they act cold-blooded towards me. Pepper, and then now Leslie. I don't want to fucking care about her anymore. I don't want to fucking see her anymore. I want to just block her on Instagram. I just don't want to know anything about her anymore. I hope she has a great life, but I hope she also fucks off. I really don't care. Like, it's because of people like her. I am now more cold-blooded towards people because I don't trust people anymore, Like, I don't trust people anymore. That's the thing. Because most people is just garbage. Is what it is. It's just most people are just bland garbage. And then we got some good, actually good friends, which I'm incredibly thankful for. But even so, it's not like they truly understand me or anything. Nobody understands me in LA. Nobody understands me in Hong Kong either, to be honest. But nobody understands me here, even harder. Like, I just feel like a disconnect with everyone else. Everything just sucks here. Everything's terrible here. And, I don't know. Fuck. Welcome back.
Fuck this out of it. No, that one. Not this one. This one's fine.
This is very special. I love this movie so much. Okay, so a little bit of trivia here. You're sitting in the theater that this was shown for the very first time back in 2012.
All right, time now is 11:59 p.m. Yeah, I just finished dinner, which is rice, the ground beef, tomato paste, pea and carrot thing, and then some kimchi, and that's it. Simple dinner. So let's talk about today real quick. Yeah, today, once again, just like yesterday, I felt like shit for the most part. In the morning, I felt useless and cynical and sad, and I just felt left out and excluded, and I feel like people don't care about me. Didn't feel very good. And Liam saying no to the interview just made it worse. But again, it's not a definite no. He said he may revisit it, so maybe I can somehow convince him to come back for an interview or something. But anyways, at around 6 p.m., I left my apartment to go to Aero Theater. It took me about 45 minutes. I arrived, and then I spent about 15 minutes waiting for my sandwich in Whole Foods. I got goat cheese, grilled chicken, and arugula sandwich. This time around, I was really careful. I made sure not to drop the sandwich all over the place, and it was mostly a success. But it was still a little bit messy. But yeah, I was so fucking hungry when I ate that sandwich. I ate the sandwich, and it was around 7:15-ish. And I saw Cliff outside, and I saw him, and I said hi to him. And first thing he said was "long time no see," and I'm like, has it really been that long? Turns out it is. So it's actually January 13th, and I don't know. Apparently it's been a while. So the last time I saw Cliff was so after Ends and Means I still saw him one more time. I went back to CMD 3 times, and one time was June 14th. I believe that's it. So it's been a whole month, but it didn't feel like that. I don't know why, but it really didn't feel like it's been a long time. So I was like, has it really been that long? So we talked a little bit, and for some reason I lit up. Like I was able to express myself a lot more, and I got excited, and I told him a lot about what's going on. I'm going to move very soon. I watched 2001: Space Odyssey. I went to New Bev. Blah 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 blah. And then so we went to Aero Theater. So originally, the plan is we're going to go to Whole Foods together and eat a sandwich together. But apparently he is already cooking, like at around 3 p.m. He woke up at around 12 at noon, and because his roommates bought a lot of food, so he's gonna use it all up. And they're about to expire, so he's gonna use it all up for food, like a brunch, and then he came. And that's pretty much it. So, I ate alone, and it was not pleasant. It was not a bad sandwich at all, but I stuffed the whole fucking sandwich in my mouth. It was very dry, and I had water, but it was still very dry, so it wasn't very great or anything. So, anyways, I guess we watched the film together, and it was fucking amazing. I loved it. It was one of the best films I've ever seen, honestly. It's amazing. And then afterwards, we called an Uber together, and we decided to leave. So we talked a little bit about. So he mentioned Leslie a little bit. He was in the July 6th shoot, and then he mentioned that during the pickup day, Carly and Carly's mom were driving Cliff and Leslie back home, and Cliff impersonated Professor Cuchillo saying Leslie's name, or the Indian professor saying Leslie's name, Leslie, and both Carly's mom and Carly broke out in laughter. And he also talked about Benny editing Ends and Means, and Cliff, according to Cliff, Benny's not a bad editor at all. Benny used J-cuts very well, and Benny edited a 4-way dialogue scene, and it looked very smooth and natural. So if Cliff thinks it's good, then okay, I hope it's good. I don't fucking know. But yeah, essentially, there's that. We also talked a little bit about film 33. Apparently, Chiara, the Italian woman, and Jade, the French girl, are going to take film 34 instead of 33 to avoid all the drama, which is going to be every Friday after film 32. Which is very weird placement. But Cliff is staying. Chiara tried to convince Cliff to join 34, but Cliff said no. And then yesterday, apparently Betsy called Cliff. So Cliff is editing Ebony's Casablanca, and Ebony is the first person in the history of Cliff's life, I guess, to piss Cliff off. Cliff is extremely calm and chill, and usually he never gets overwhelmed, but Ebony's the first person because he's so demanding. And apparently Ebony's getting notes from like some film critic or some film mentor, the same mentor of Guillermo del Toro's or some stupid shit like that. Guillermo del Toro is great, but for a community college film project, get out of here, you know. So Cliff is going to text Ebony later to just drop out of the project because he doesn't want to do it anymore. And Betsy called him yesterday because apparently because Ebony and Betsy are close, Ebony got Betsy to be post-production supervisor, as if you fucking need one. It's just one scene. It's just one movie scene. You don't need it. And then he became a post-production supervisor, and she called Cliff, and she might as well talk to Cliff about Film 33 and what's going on. So it's really interesting. It's really fucking interesting, and I really look forward to working with Betsy because I guess out of all the people remaining in the freaking community college that I'm in, Betsy's the only person I can truly rely on. Of course, there's also Cliff and Ken, but as far as people with common interest in fighting Cuchillo, it's Betsy. So I gotta really rely on her. You know, part of me just wants to straight up text her and just tell her, hey, let's start planning some shit. I can't wait until August 22nd and watch Barbie with her and then do this. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see. But for now, that's that. Yeah, and then, yeah, the interesting shit happens right after. So I came back home, I looked at Twitter, and I got a couple Twitter mentions, and it's by this troll again. I'm not going to mention this troll by name, even if I do, it doesn't matter, but this troll who has been trolling me in the last 1.5 years, this is his magnum opus, his big doo-doo. So he made a 10-minute video that is essentially a shot-for-shot parody remake of my recent short film. And may I remind you that my latest short film is released like 5 days ago, or like 6 days ago. So he somehow made a shot-for-shot remake in 6 days. And it's in very poor taste, it's very bad quality, he obviously didn't get the film, and he wrote an entire essay in the description targeting me and saying that, you know, he said all sorts of weird things. So one thing he said that made me roll my eyes is, he said that we used to be best friends and he met me in Hong Kong in my secondary school through a foreign exchange program. Which is pretty weird because my secondary school never had any foreign exchange program. I've never seen the guy in person. I bet he's never even been to Asia. So I don't know what the fuck is he talking about. And then he said we've been best friends since secondary school over a decade ago, but my God, I'm 20 years old. A decade ago, I was 10. I was in primary school. So at this point, you're just making shit up. And then he went on and said that, you know, I see that you have heard my advice and you have you decided not to film on busy streets, even though I actually did that for this short film. I never took his advice. Second of all, in fact, I forgot that he said such a thing. But second of all, he continued to say, oh, but you're just making more depressing films to debate Hong Kong people and numbing their minds so that they become more susceptible to communist China and like a Chinese, which is really fucking weird. I get it, I'm a very political guy, but there literally is no connection between the making of this short film and the contents of it to politics. And also, if you're complaining that I'm making depressing short films, then why don't you complain to literally every other Hong Kong director right now who are making things that are just as depressing, if not more? And then another thing he complained about is the pacing. Okay, I get it. It's not for you. But first of all, if you find this slow pace, then you would literally not be able to stand so many other great films. In the Mood for Love, City of Sadness, like you can literally not stand them. And then he went on to say, but you know what? Maybe this short film is not for you. Maybe you're more into Marvel films. That's totally fine. That's completely up to you. I'm not the one to judge. But obviously, I didn't make the short film for you, so don't act like you're all high and mighty and say that my method is wrong. Because that's my style, and I cater to a certain audience. And then he went on to make examples, like David Lynch used to sleep on the streets, and Werner Herzog used to hurt people and steal equipment to film. Yeah, okay, even if David Lynch did sleep on the streets, are you suggesting that I should sleep on the streets? Like, what the fuck is your point? And he kept on saying that I shouldn't go to film school because film schools are for people who want to get into the industry and not for the creative type. And okay, he's not wrong, but who is he to assume that I only want to be a creative type? Who is he to assume that I don't plan on being a scripty or an art director in the future? Because those are literally two things that I'm trying to go for right now. And yes, lately I've been interested in art directing as well. Heck, producing, production managing. I've been getting into that shit lately. So who's to say that I'm only going for the creative types? But things get a lot weirder a little bit later. So I sent Retablo this clip, and he's like, whoa, what the fuck? He just doxed you at 3 minute 27. So he went to this Discord server where two of his friends came on, and I've briefly spoken to one of the friend, and I've never spoken to the other one, and it's really strange. I don't know why we have to hop onto a call to discuss this, but okay. So apparently I'm doxxed. At some point in his parodied short film, he literally goes to a Google Street View of my apartment right here, right outside. And that's pretty fucked up. I don't know what the fuck did I do to make this guy mad. I did nothing to him. But yet he's targeting me. He's pouring out so much effort and dedication to hate me. It's honestly impressive how much work he puts on just to like hate me and target me. First of all, I'm not that freaked out because it's not the first time I've been doxxed, and also it's Google Street View. I think he's from the Midwest or something. If he's in LA, that's a different story. He can literally come up to me and stab me. But at this point, I'm not that worried for some reason. Like, out of all the things, this is not even in my top 3 most concerned things. But yeah, that is pretty wild, pretty huge fucking deal. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to report the video to YouTube because doxing is against the law, and I'm not going to do anything about it because giving him more attention is exactly what he wants. But yeah, and also I'm about to move very soon, so he can dox however he wants, but very soon he'll be doxing the wrong address. So, I mean, what the fuck can he do? But regardless, I will probably have to start carrying a pepper spray or maybe a pocket knife with me just to be safe in case he goes so far as to literally buy a plane ticket here and see me in person and stab me. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but he's unpredictable given what he just did. I don't know, I guess it just puzzles me why out of all the people he would choose to target me, and I'm not even that popular. I guess it's just him and his friends one day on YouTube seeing me, who is a little bit more emotional vulnerable than your average person, and decided to target me and exploit my vulnerability. But little do they know, I'm the fucking detective, and you don't fuck with the detective. So, they're not gonna get anything out of this. They're just eating their own shit. Alright, time now is 8:28 a.m. on July 14th. Okay, so, yeah, 8:28. I went to bed at 4:20, but obviously I didn't immediately fall asleep. Yeah, I don't know. So, this is less than 4 hours of sleep once again. Yeah, I'm feeling very sleepy, very tired, many wow. Damn. So shit. So today is going to be an interesting day. Because at 10 a.m. I need to arrive at the main campus, and that's gonna take me about 40 minutes to get there. And I and Tova will be continuing our interviews. We will be interviewing Naja. We'll be interviewing Andrew first, and then we'll be interviewing Naja. That's her plan. And then that's pretty much it. So, looking forward to that, I guess. And I don't know, it's gonna go all the way from 10 to like 3 p.m. ish. So I expect lunchtime to be pretty late, but it's okay because I've been having lunch at like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. lately, anyways. But before I leave, I would like to do one movie review first, so that's that. And then that's it for today, honestly. Yeah. Nothing else. I'm gonna continue with the house search. I'm gonna read manga. I'm gonna draw if I have time. Yeah, last night with the whole doxing thing is still weird. But I really don't mind it that much. It's terrible, it's illegal, but I'm not that emotionally affected by it. The guy tries so hard to attack me and exploit me because he knows I'm emotionally weak, but actually no, because the guy's failing dramatically. Like my top 3 most concerned things right now is, I guess, my romantic life post Leslie, and getting a job, and also just my revenge against Kuchio. I think is my top 3 biggest things that's bothering me right now. But yeah, I think I was naive when I decided to move here, and I filmed a vlog of myself moving here that I doxed myself, sort of, but also the fact that he really put out the work to hunt me down, like GeoGuessr style, that was pretty creepy. Yeah, but I'll be moving, and when I move, I won't be showing my address, so I won't be doxing myself, so hey, he'll have a hard time, hopefully. And I've also been thinking that, I've made 6 short films, which is pretty impressive. If I have to make another one, 7th one, what will it be? And I have 3 ideas right now. One is Violent Femme, the other is the badminton thriller, and the other is like a short film version of like a feature film idea, like a Buddhist horror film. And I realized that if I do the badminton one, I'll be literally doing a remake of the first short film I've ever made. And then in the future, if I do a feature film, then it's like a remake of a remake of a remake. And then if I do Violent Femme, people will just be like, okay, you're just an incel, because every short film you make is about this, or like has a similar idea or topic. It's about main character is weak and doesn't get the girl, whatever. So it leaves me with Buddhist horror. I'm going to have to do horror for my next short film. So hopefully that's a thing. I don't know. Yeah, just some thoughts. Well. And we're back, boys. Or we could do like student service center again.
I've never been in here.
Me neither.
This is good.
Oh, we could do all the interviews here, like just here, like one seat here, one seat there. It's not very soundproof, but it also doesn't sound that echoey.
Not that out.
Alright, time now is 9:29 p.m. So here I am. I finished quote unquote lunch. It's 9 p.m. and I finished lunch about an hour ago. And let's talk about today. So today I can say is the most interesting day since round 4 has begun. Yeah, it's actually quite intriguing. A lot of stuff actually happened. So I guess starting off chronologically, I slept for less than 4 hours. I'm extremely tired, and I don't know why. Like I feel like once the semester was over, I got back to sleeping like 8 to 9 hours every single day, and I had really good sleep. My skin got a lot better, and then whenever I sleep less, it has a larger impact on me. So it's really obvious. And it was hot today, really fucking hot. So I woke up, and maybe it's because I had cold things right after I wake up. I ate the Nijia cream bun, and I drank cold water, and I had stomachache again. Like a little uncomfortable stomach. Not terrible stomachache, just uncomfortable stomach. I literally, the same thing happened to me yesterday. So, but I was like, fuck, I'm gonna be late. I cannot be late for the interviews. So I just held it in, as I always do. And usually if I hold it in for like an hour, then for the rest of the day I'm gonna be somehow fine. Until I get back home and use the bathroom. Then suddenly my stomachache returns. So that's that. So I quickly filmed a movie Redux review and then left off, walked to I had to take 2 buses to the main campus. I couldn't take the first one because I missed it, so I decided to walk. Turns out it doesn't even make a huge difference. So halfway through the walk to the second bus stop, I just took the bus. Again, waited, took the bus. Took a Rapid 7, arrived at the main campus, wasn't terribly late. I was supposed to meet Tova at 10 a.m., and I thought that people like Naja and Andrew will show up at 11 a.m. Turns out I was wrong. We were super early. So I arrived at 10:20, and on the way, Tova texted me saying, holy shit, I saw Theo. And I'm like, what? And Tova's like, well, what should I do? I'm scared. Should I go up to him and ask him to do the interview? And I'm like, yeah, it's better in person. It's more persuasive in person. So yes. And about 10 minutes later, I got back a text from Tova saying, holy shit, it worked. Oh my god, it worked. He just said yes to the interview, and he said he may bring Thomas if he wants to. And I'm like, oh my god, that's great. So that's that. Holy shit. And of course, it's that little sitting area right across the Corsair Cafe. That's also, when Ends and Means finished and I had to go back to the college, the first person I saw was Theo, and he was also exactly in that area. So anyways, went there and saw Tova, and apparently the plan for today is Andrew will show up at around 12 at noon, and Naja will show up at around 2 p.m. But because of traffic, it became respectively 12:30 to 2:40 and 2:40 p.m.-ish, even though Naja actually arrived at around 3 p.m. But yeah, so turns out I and Tova had a lot of fucking free time. It's also been a while since we've seen each other, hilariously. Again, time flies. It's been about 2 weeks since we have seen each other, because the last time we saw each other, it was Eric's interview, and that was like at the end of June, like June 29th. So that was pretty fucking crazy how fast time just flies. So yeah, I filled her in on the drama that I've been receiving, even though like literally nothing has been happening to me, but also there is something happening to me, like, or at least I've been knowing things. Like, watching The Master with Cliff, and then more updates on Leslie, and how we don't talk anymore, it's completely over. And, more information about next semester's Film 33, and yada yada and yada yada, and the Secret July 6th shoot, and Thomas's short film, all that jazz. And we were trying to find an empty classroom, so we went to a Drescher's Hall, which I've never been inside, and all the classrooms are locked, but it's the tutor rooms, so that's really interesting. And I talked about getting a job, and maybe I won't get it, but it's okay because I'll find a job illegally anyways. I don't know how, but I'll find it because I'm a fucking survivor. And then we went to the art place, the art building, and there are no classrooms. And at the very end, we found out about the Caton Center, which is right above the canteen. And holy shit, it's completely empty. The doors are unlocked, and it's this really cool area with a lot of chairs and a lot of tables. It's perfect. And the only issue is the construction noises, but they're not that bad because sometimes they just stop. And if you close the windows, it's fine. So we found the perfect spot. So Tova told both Naja and Andrew to come to the main campus and come to Caton Center. And that's it. And they both came. So even though I wasn't really thirsty, but I don't fucking know. Ends and means had ruined me. The film industry had ruined me. Now I need coffee. Whenever I feel sleepy, I just feel like drinking coffee is like the rational thing to do. So I went down and I went to Corsair Cafe and ordered myself an iced mocha. So that's what I did. Drank it. Yeah, probably not a great idea because it's more cold stuff. So my stomachache got back a little bit. But anyways, I held it in. Andrew came in and we did the interview. Andrew's interview was really fast. It was like 50 minutes and it was completely over because I don't have that much to ask him. He didn't experience all that much and his answers were pretty short. It was kept pretty short. And I and Tova had a good back and forth. Like, I shoot one question, she shoots one question. Our questions flow into each other. It was very smooth. Once I turned off the camera, it was around 2:15-ish. Yeah, 2 something, I don't know. Andrew started to, or actually once I turned off the camera, it was like 1:30-ish. Once I turned off the camera, then Andrew started popping off even more. And I'm like, bro, I wish it's on camera. So I started filming again. But I got the best I could get out of him. But yeah. Another really interesting thing is Andrew talking about his short film. So Andrew is shooting a short film. It's this 27-page long, sort of dark humor, comedy type short film. Low budget, 1 room, 4 characters type story. And apparently I asked him if he needs help. I'm totally down to help. Turns out he's already fully covered because like weeks ago, the moment he told someone that he's making a short film, I don't know who he told, but Ariel texted him out of nowhere saying, "Oh, I heard you have a short film coming. Can I help?" And it's like really weird because like Andrew never told Ariel. And then suddenly someone else texted him. I think it was like Alex, the Brazilian guy, but somehow he found out that Andrew's making a short film. So somehow tons of people found out and they all filled up. Aaliyah was the first person to approach him, apparently, and Aaliyah got scripty. So I can't be scripty now. That's like the only thing I can do. So that's kind of messed up. And of course, fucking Cliff and Leslie are going because they're both going. So fuck yeah, baby. And not me, of course. I'm not mad. And Andrew's nice about it. And Andrew told me and Tova, hey, if I make a second short film and I need help, I'll be sure to let you two know. And I'm like, yeah, totally, thank you. So at least there's that. But yeah, wow, bruh. Bruh. Fuck. You know what? It's okay. So Nadja came and the interview went on for 1 hour and 45 minutes. That's easily the longest interview we've had. And it dragged on and on and on because I know Nadja and Tova are close friends and we spent about a whole hour just chatting. Like, Nadja was like, okay, before we roll the camera and before we roll the interview, let me show you Skylar's rant. So apparently Skylar, we all thought Skylar's delusional and Skylar's truly like happy-go-lucky and actually believes in the project and is extremely ridiculously positive for no reason. Turns out Skylar's has a mask on the whole time, and Skylar pulled down her mask and started complaining about Cuchillo and about Leia to Naja. And Naja didn't even ask Skylar to do it. Skylar did it because Skylar had to find someone to vent. Holy fuck. Skylar was faking this positivity the whole time? Whoa! That's insane. So, Naja's like, this is too sensitive, so let's get this out and then we can start the interview. Because I don't want to say something too sensitive during the interview. So let's get this out first. And I'm like, fine. So we spent an entire hour talking about Skylar, but then we would keep on digressing and talking about some other shit. We at some point started ranking Wes Anderson films. It was pretty weird. But yeah, we finally, and I got a little impatient because A, I had a stomachache, B, I'm hungry as fuck. I was thinking that I could finish the interviews at around 4 p.m., go back home at around 5, and then have lunch, and then it'll all be good. But we dragged on and on and on, but finally we started an interview, and it's a little bit underwhelming that the moment my camera rolled, Naja seems to act a lot more restrained. So I tried to ease her, but somehow Tova's just as restrained. Like, when the camera's not rolling, when we're all just chatting about Skylar, it's like a lot more crazier, a lot more fun. But I and Tova still tried our very best to pull as much tea from her as possible. But you can tell throughout the entire interview, Naja tried to be respectful and restrained, which I totally understand, but it's just a little disappointing, just a tiny bit. And another thing is, I kept asking questions, and she keeps on not answering things that I want to hear. So I keep asking them, but then her answers are extremely long. It can go on for like 4, 5, sometimes even 6 minutes long, and I have like 20 fucking questions. It went on and on and on, and Tova keeps interrupting, and I get it because I'm dominating the interview a little bit, but also whenever Tova asks a question, because I ask questions chronologically, Tova just jumps. Like, I would be talking about the campaign shoot, and Tova would immediately jump to, or I would be talking about like the table read, and he would jump to the campaign shoot. But between the table read and the campaign shoot, you get the director revelations and the producer reveals, and also Benny. And I've always wanted to have a segment in the documentary about Benny, so I wanted to get her to talk about Benny, because she and Benny were in the same Friday Film 32 class. But when I talked about that, Naja was like, ooh, okay, this is getting personal. Like, whoa, this is like your revenge arc. This is your villain arc, your villain origin story. I mean, it's true. I'm kind of jealous of Benny now, but also it's integral to the documentary. And then, speak of the fucking devil, Benny texts Tova. What the fuck? So I don't know where Benny said Tova. And Tova freaked out. What the fuck's going on? So it turns out Liana is organizing another stupid housewarming event of sorts because she has 12 rich-ass apartments all across LA. And a bunch of important, cool, serious people will be there, like Ariel, Jordan, Alex the Brazilian, and of course Cliff and Leslie. Every fucking time. And the moment Tova said Leslie's name, I was like... And Tova immediately like put her hands on my shoulders and was like, it's okay, man. And it's good because I already told Naja about my situation with Leslie, and Naja was like, oh yeah, he told me to. But yeah, fuck. It's like Form 4 and Form 5 all over again. They're throwing parties, they're having events, and I'm not invited. And I guess it's a good thing, because if I go and I see Leslie with her fresh vegetable green hair and her hot fucking person and her evil fucking liar aura, and then Benny and Ariel moping each other every 5 seconds, I would fucking throw up. So maybe it's a good thing, but still, it's like, it gives me flashbacks to secondary school life when I was excluded and abandoned and ignored. It's all over a fucking again. Are you fucking serious? So I wasn't too happy about it. I was kind of bummed out about it. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, of course, all the serious filmmakers invited, but not me, because I'm not serious. I'm not part of the gang. And I tried so hard to be part of the gang, but at the end, I fucking lost. So that's amazing. That's beautiful. But partially, it's just the moment I wasn't able to get onto the Solidarity feature film shoot, and also the Seasons Club, and then the fucking July 6th, it was pretty much over for me. Like, these 3 shoots are integral for friendship building, and the fact that I wasn't in these 3 shoots basically means that it's done for me. So there's that. So yeah, and then all at the same time, Betsy texted me out of nowhere, asking me if I have the contact information of David the Swede, and I'm like, what? So I send her David's Discord, and I asked Betsy like, is this about Film 33? And Betsy's like, oh no, it's just about an editing job, like an editor's job or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's interesting. And Betsy said, oh, I don't care about Film 33 now. I have bigger fish to fry. And then I told Betsy that, oh, I'm watching Barbie. Also, earlier today, I bought the tickets to Barbie on July 22nd. Holy shit, the cinema, the theaters, it's almost completely filled up. So thank God I remembered to buy a ticket this morning. So there's that. But yeah, fuck, I'm getting excluded so bad. But at least I got to speak to Betsy a little bit, just for the sake of the politics, just for my revenge plan. It needs to go on. And then, as expected, Tyler and Andrew, okay, not Andrew from our class, but the tall white guy, Andrew. Andrew K. I previously asked Tyler if I could be his scriptie, and Tyler's like, yeah, it's possible. Tyler never got back to me. And then today, Naja said that apparently Tyler's short film is, of course, going to ask for Naja and Alex, the Brazilian guy, again to do sound. And they have specific dates already. So, given that information, that probably means I'm not invited. And I bet my fucking ass that Leslie and Cliff are going to go. I mean, they're both great. Cliff is great, but I'm not a serious filmmaker, of course. And it sucks because I'm like location manager, and that's not a very like film production thing. It's production, but it's not film crew. So people don't thank me when they need me. So that's that. And then I guess one final surprise of the day. Okay, so far it's been bitter, cynical. I feel fucking bad. I feel ignored and abandoned all over again, and it's so unfair, and I hate everything, and I want to go back to CMD and burn down the whole fucking campus. But one amazing twist of the turns, the twist of the century, is that I received an email from the math professor, the woman who, the Irish woman who interviewed me, saying that I got the job. What? I was 100% sure that I won't get it because I'm not a full-time student, but somehow I got the job. And you know what? I won't question it. If I work and they find out that it's impossible, but I have worked, they have to pay me somehow. So, okay, fuck yeah, I will accept the job. I will be an embedded tutor, so basically I go to a math class and I just stay there and observe and just help out, and that's it. Holy shit. So, you know what? Fuck yeah, baby. Fuck yes. So, this is going to be my, I guess, the second job I've ever had in USA, and the first legal job in the USA. And also, I guess, my first real actual job. That is not my mom's internship because of connections, and not illegal. So, holy ass. So, that's great. So, I got back home and it's really late. I had to take a bus back home, and by the time I got home, it was like 7. It was like 6:30, I think. And I went to the bathroom, took a shower, and I had to immediately have lunch. I was so hungry, I feel like an empty hearse. So I had some mac and cheese and a bowl of soup. And I don't know, maybe it's just my stomach. Maybe I secretly have stomach flu now. I just don't know it, but I almost threw up twice. In the meantime, Thomas had a Zoom call with Liam in it. And again, Thomas's short film is so goofy. There's a 95% chance that Thomas's short film will fail. But I'm his friend, so I will produce it. And also, given the stuff today, with Andrew telling me that he doesn't need my help so far, and also potentially Tyler. So if Thomas offers me a producer, I'll fucking take it, because that's like a very high prestige, and I'm getting it for free. Like, I don't have to like twerk and lick ass to get this role, even though it's like a shitty short film. You know what? I'll do it. So you know what? I'm gonna take this more seriously. Fine, whatever. So I hopped on the Zoom call with Liam and Thomas, and it's a little bit awkward because Liam yesterday morning turned down my interview, which fucking sucks. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. After today, I'm a little bit more optimistic though. I do believe Jonathan will agree. Red, I'm not 100% sure. I did text Evelyn about Red and asked Evelyn if Red did go to the Anime Expo, and Evelyn said yes. So Red is busy lately, but he's not dead. Red is not dead. So maybe I can still text him. There's still a little hope. And I will beg him. I will beg him to do an interview with me. I will beg on my knees, for fuck's sakes. So that's that. So yeah, and again, a little bit awkward with Liam, but I think it's whatever. I think it's whatever. And next Monday, I'll be helping Thomas again with location scouting, with Miles as well. So again, I'm gonna act all serious about the short film. I'll play a producer, and if Leslie does hop onto the project, regardless of me being a producer or not, I want to at least show off a little bit. Like, hey, I'm a fucking good producer. I can be a fucking good producer. Detective the producer. What can I say? So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, a lot has happened today. Still need time to process it. I'm gonna call Michelle a little bit later. And hopefully I find new friend groups in USC in the future and climb the ladder all over again, because I slightly messed up this one. Just slightly, but I'm not at the tip top and I'm not happy about it. So alright, time now is 3:23 a.m. So originally I was gonna finish watching Manila and the Claws of Light, and I give up. I'm too tired to focus on this movie. I might as well just take a shower now and directly go to bed. I'm gonna have to wake up at 8:30 tomorrow again to go to do Thomas's podcast. So gotta go to bed now. I had a 4-hour long phone call with Michelle over Discord. And, it started off with me talking about my drama and her talking about hers, because I have a lot to update suddenly. But it went on and on and on, and it started to turn into talking about Betsy and her master plan, so it's getting weird. So Betsy called Michelle last night and talked about me, mentioned me, and that is it. Apparently somebody in the higher-ups, and Betsy didn't say who. Betsy didn't tell Michelle who, but somebody in the higher-up told Betsy to look after Cliff, because Professor Cuccio is building Cliff up for something, like maybe turning Cliff into his personal editor or something. But yeah, that's really weird. And Michelle asked, do I know that higher up or not? And Betsy didn't answer. So that's really fucking weird. Like, if it's a professor, it would be really weird. That professor has beef with Cuccio. Or maybe the higher up is a student. Asking Betsy to look after him. I can look after him. To be fair, I'm not in the next 33, so I don't know. But also Cliff doesn't need looking after. Ken is older than me, but I'm gonna protect Ken. Okay, anyways. And then Betsy told Michelle to not tell me, particularly me. Because probably it's because Betsy knows I'm friends with Cliff, so I'll immediately tell Cliff. But I won't, so that's okay. And then Betsy told Michelle that she has a master plan for film 33, and that is... Fuck. And it's so fucking stupid. I don't know if Betsy was serious or not, but Betsy told Michelle that on the first day, she's gonna write essays about how much she dislikes Cuccio's short film, so that she can prove to everyone that she's on the people's side, which is weird because it's not as simple as us versus them. It's not as simple as the people versus Cuccio. Also, you can't just write an essay. That's like committing suicide. You can't just outright shit on Cuccio's short film. Cuccio will just immediately kill you. Like, that's not how you play the game. and people don't even read fucking essays. So this is weird. Yeah, but that's that. And then our conversation went on, and we started talking about. It's so weird. It turned into like sex. So we started talking about sex education, and she talked about like how girls like fake orgasms and stuff like that. And it was sort of awkward because neither of us have had sex, so it's weird. And then we somehow that somehow turned into, yeah, because we talked about Christianity and how Christianity portrays sex, and then I started talking about how I think one of the reasons why I'm such a weird person, that I'm so dramatic, is because Christianity has like suppressed my childhood a bit because I grew up with Christian parents, and then I started talking about my childhood, and she talked about her childhood and how I used to be like very autistic and I draw maps and I have an obsession, and it became this childhood nostalgia talk suddenly. And then we talk about the future, and that was before the sex talk. We talked a little bit about the future because she talked about how she's kind of excited to go to Long Beach and know all the drama there. Who's the rat there? Who's the good guy? Who's the evil guy? Who is the Cuchillo of Long Beach? Who is the Leslie of Long Beach? Who is the fucking Betsy of Long Beach? Whatever. And I realized that it's gonna happen again. It's that I'm gonna go to USC, she's going to Long Beach, and we are not going to have much drama to talk about to each other because we're going to enter a new world and we're going to have our own lives. And that's the thing with Natalie too, with like everyone else back in secondary school, is like we have nothing to talk about anymore because like we don't share the same lives anymore, which is very sad, but that's life, I guess. And then all in the meantime on Twitter, so the hater, so one thing about him doxing me, even though it's bad, but one thing about him doxing me is that now he's susceptible to legal action because he just broke the fucking law. But he's stupid enough to make himself even more susceptible to legal action by literally uh, sending me a death threat on Twitter. Not even sending, it's just out. It's just straight up a tweet. It's like, here's the game. Whoever can annoy Enoch to review my video first will get $100. So let's spam him. Who the fuck says that? Like, you're just straight up evil now. Let's spam his chat and spam his family. Like, do they even know my family? And he said, or we can kill him or something, which is like, oh, holy shit, that's just a death threat. Like, holy shit, I'm gonna report your ass so hard. So, yeah. But, that's that, which is really weird. And then finally, even though I got the job, I'm still not that sure if I really, really got the job. Because again, to get paid, maybe I have to go through IEC authorization, and then maybe IEC won't allow me to get paid. So thus I will somehow lose a job again. But it's great to know that, hey, at least I am supposed to get the job. But it's okay, it's not the end of the world if I don't get this job. It's a little sad because I like teaching math and I would like a stable job on the college campus. But if I don't get it, I guess the upside would be I can work near my new home after I move, and it's going to be less of a hassle, I guess, and I can meet new people in that area, even though I never like meet people in areas, but you get the idea. Ooh, cliff. Okay, yeah. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, and oh yeah, and then there's a thing about Film 34, and somehow the Indian professor is responsible for like film grants. So that's really weird.